Right, hi guys, so we're looking at an 80 tonne Demag which has had problems with releasing the counterweights that have been pinned to the back of the machine. We're just looking at the manual and we're talking about the controls in the upper. Button 24 raises and lowers the counterweights from the deck, and 26 pins and unpins. The book says when button 26 is pressed, the counterweight is placed in position of pinned or unpinned. If a technical electrical fault then arises, the locking procedure must be completed using the hand wheels. This drawing shows the actuators in position inside the pinning box, because the actuators push out and they've got a pin that locates into the base plate and allows the counterweights to be pinned to the back of the machine. Also shows the hand wheel underneath for emergency operation. Yeah, so this is an older 80 tonne Demag, and I'm not sure how many of the older Demags are pinned in this way, but it's certainly something just to have a quick look. So when the locking plate or the pinning, when the pinning box is underneath here, you can just see the pins, whether they're bent from underneath when there's no base plates. This box has been removed and it's up here on the deck. So this is the pinning box. It's upside down at the moment, just for ease. This is an actuator cylinder, and this is one in place still, and it shows the bolts here that this bolt's bent, and this is the emergency wheel for emergency operation. So this is upside down, as I said, so that you can easily see these from the ground and see if these pins are bent. So when the base plate lines up, and the base plate pushes inside here, and the end of the actuator's got a square block on the end of it, which rides in here, goes in through the base plate, and then locates into here. Now the problem is with these bent pins is they stop the location of the pins so that the counterweight is pinned correctly. So even though this is fully extended, the base of the actuator is moved because it's not retained correctly. So that means that the pin only, in this case, in this one, was only coming about an inch or so into the base plate, which is certainly not as the manufacturer's intended, as he's allowed for it to extend all the way out. Also, another problem is the lights in the dash that say that their pins are out all the way and correctly located are inside the actuator. So even though the light in the dash is off and says that operation is safe, it may not be the case at all. And as I said, these counterweights were only retained with an inch or so. Fortunately, it was stuck in the up position, and we couldn't get the counterweights off, rather than the counterweights falling off by themselves while the crane was in use. Now, of course, with the plates fitted to the crane and stuck up, there's no access to undo the bolts which retain the pinning box so that you can lower the weights. And so there's only access to operate the emergency wheels, which isn't enough to be able to get the pins to retract so you can lower the counterweight. So we had to oxy-cut this pinning box off, and that involved a lot of time and effort before the markets were open. So I've got some ideas about how this could be retained correctly so that it never happens again and the load isn't taken by these bolts. But that's something I need to think about a little bit more. Right, so just get out there and have a look at your Demag and make sure that the counterweights are going to be retained correctly, because it's certainly something you don't want to have fall off while you're operating your crane. And I thank you for looking.